Good evening, my dear masters, my dear friends, and my dear gods. Mahavatar TV welcomes you all to 21 Days Free Holistic Wellness Program, Batch 14, and it's Day 14. So, before commencing the session, my great pranamas to Guruji Rangnath sir, and my sincere great pranamas to Brahmashri Patriji sir, and my sincere great grand pranamas to Mahavatar Babaji Garu. So, this evening we will have wisdom shared by Madam Saroja Deepika about thinking and destiny, part 1. And later we'll be having some holistic lifestyle 12-step health test part 1 by me. And so let's begin now with the wisdom shared by Madam. And let me introduce about Madam Saroja Deepika. So Madam lives in Bangalore, and she from 30 years she's in teaching field and providing many services and counselings to schools, colleges, and all. Madam also provides services in spiritual counseling. Madam has been graduated with MA Psychology and also gained a lot of spiritual knowledge from so many gurus, including gurus from Himalayas. So she is also sharing her knowledge through YouTube channel and also providing services to PNC and to our Mahavatar Foundation. So today, Madam, she'll be sharing about wisdom about thinking and destiny part 1, and she'll continue sharing her wisdom part 2 and part 3 in next 2 sessions continuously, that is tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So we welcome you, Madam Saroja Mallikarjuna Garu, and we are so fortunate to have you here and to learn more about it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm making myself comfortable. Thank you
That's
a
okay.
lot. Thanks a lot, my dear masters, my dear friends, and my dear God. And it's really wonderful evening, and we are going to have a wonderful chit chat here. Let this be an interactive session after the concept sharing. If you have any queries, please let us have a one-to-one discussion here. In that way, we'll be opening up our own light, and that's how a real student should be working on any concept he's learning. So, my dear masters, today we have chosen a wonderful book which was recommended by Patri sir. Wherever I find him talking about any book, instantly I am attracted to that book. And this book is Thinking and Destiny by Harold W. Percival. Masters, this book is a huge book to look at and really a huge lifetime experience sharing is done in this book. Harold kept on adding his experiences here, and also as per his growth in spirituality, he kept making the changes. So he didn't leave the previous notes as it is. As usually we all do. Once written, we just consider it as final. And we keep on adding everyday's experience. Here, his clarity about the subject made him change the past written subject. So, in that way, this whole book has been edited and re edited and researched upon and re added every day for 20 years. And he had a very nice apprentice who helped him to write this down. His name is Binoni Bigetel. I salute that person who has given his 20 years of lifetime to write 20 years experience of Harold Percival. It's not that easy, my dear friend. We should be so supporting of any person's spiritual journey. And today I am here sharing that wisdom with you. And I will not be saying that I have finished reading that book. It's really a very heavy book. Heavy in the sense, not in the size, but even the word, the concept. Each time I read a paragraph, I go through it again and again and again. Yes, masters. Today, the guiding angels have guided us to get this knowledge. It's not like randomly someone of us are sitting here and listening to this. We are all the chosen ones to get the cream of the book. Later on, whenever time permits, please go and read this book. At least go and see the review of this book. So, masters, what is in this book. Here, today I'll be sharing the introduction of the book, a little bit about the author and how he started writing this book. Here he says, Harold Percival, who was born in 1865, he says that he remembers everything when he was in his mom's womb. So from the womb, this infant was able to maybe not see and hear with his physical body part, but from the outside world, whatever he was hearing, he could imagine, picture it, color it, and give a shape to it. That was the level of intelligence that infant, I should not be calling it infant, it is a fetus, my dear masters, it's still in the womb. So it shows that a fetus too has the capacity of receiving wisdom. And now we should be very proud that when our Shastras and Vedas and our culture says, read spiritual scriptures when you're in your pregnancy, when you're carrying a baby in your womb. We might be wondering that it is of no use, these are all blind faith. But here, this master with his own experience is saying that yes, the fetus does listen and understand. We have so many examples in our history. The well-known one is the Abhimanyu, Arjuna's son. When he was in the mother's womb, he learned the techniques of entering the. I will not go in detail with the whole story. So how?
Kurukshetra.
Yeah, Kurukshetra and that the chakra. So how to go, how to fight, what is the secret? Everything was told, and the story stopped halfway. Why? Because then Krishna, who was narrating this story, he observed that the mother had gone to sleep. Padma Vyuha, right? Sorry. Thank you, Pallaviji. Shri Pallaviji. I was not getting that word. So, how to do the Veda? Veda in the sense how to enter it. It is a complicated structure. The fetus could understand the complicated features when it was explained. So that is the capacity of a soul when it is planning to take birth on this planet, my dear masters. We are unable to understand this mystery. And once you understand who you are, what are your powers, since the microsecond, the soul has decided to take birth on this physical plane. So here Harold is saying, I remember everything, what was spoken around my mother, what was happening around my mother. I could visualize, I could give it a shape, and I could see the colors, even I could feel it. And he is saying after he has taken birth and he is almost 6 to 7 years old. So he can remember it also, not only seen. Okay, it is not just one vision that he remembers, just like we do in a meditation, that we go back to our infant mode or in your fetus mode, and then you see from where you're born, how it all happened. It's not just a vision. So he was born in a Christian family, master. So he says his parents, who were very strict Christians, they instilled some thought in the child, as any other parent does, about their own culture and their belief, that there is something called hell. And if you don't follow all these rules, you will be thrown in the fire, you will be burnt. And it's the fear of being burnt after death. Every person who has come into that circle of that particular culture, willingly or unwillingly, will follow the rules set up by the culture. But here he says, Harold says, I never believed this. How can a body, when it has vacated the body, there is no body, the body is burnt, and still he can go to hell and experience the burn? He always had that doubt. And he says he even once tried to burn his hand to check how it feels. Yes, it did hurt. But he says, yes, it hurt. It hurt my body, but not me. I am not this body. I could sense that. That deep inside, nothing hurt me. Only the physical, he burnt his fingers. So he was seeing that only my fingers are hurting. Actually, I am not getting hurt. I'm not feeling the pain. So he said that I am not this body. So when I die, I cannot be burnt or put into any hardship. So he had similar other such questions. He always put some questions across to his parents. And as regular parents do, masters, they don't have answers. And so they just give them a random fear or make them shut their mouth. So he always wanted someone to answer him. And in the Bible, it is written that three wise men came to know when Jesus was born, and they traveled to meet that baby. So in that childhood, he thought, okay, there are few wise men, at least on this plane, on this planet, who know everything. Maybe I'll get my answers by talking to them. And he always had a quest to meet such wise people. He said, if there are some wise people who can answer me, I want to meet them. I have questions. So all these experiences are from his childhood masters when he was 7 years old. So these queries and this wish he always carried. And when he grew up, he came across Madam Blavatsky. What a wonderful person to meet to get all these answers. Yes, master. So when he met her, it, directly he asked her, do you know any wise men who can give answers to all my questions? And Madam Blavatsky, as she was also on the same frequency, she said, yes, I do know. And I talked to them and I got all my answers from them. They're always available. And he was very happy and he asked, like, who are they? Because Madam Blavatsky had come to India by that time, and she was staying in the, though she was born in the Western countries, she was living now in the Eastern part of the world. And she said, here we don't call them wise men, we call Mahatma of the East. So there are many Mahatmas who guide us. Now, Harold was like, okay, there are some wise men, now I have to meet them. So he thought of putting an application across so that he could have a time, an interview, chit chat with these wise men. So he was thinking like, should I write an application for that? As it is a practice in Western culture, when you want to meet someone, you take their permission. So a few days went by and he started thinking again because he is having a thinking brain. Why should I put an application to any master, any Mahatma? And why is it that my answers, my questions will be answered by some other person? If some other person is having an answer for my question, why not me? Why don't I have that answer? Maybe that answer is there within me, just like the question has arisen, even the answer might be inside me. What a lovely way. So this is like, it's a lovely way of thinking, Master. What a clarity. Because he was like a very evolved soul. Now, he didn't want to meet any wise men. He didn't want anyone to teach him. He didn't want any jnana from outside. Now, he started working on his own self. He was now not looking outside for the wisdom. And we can learn from this incident that whenever we are looking out for something, it's very difficult to find, and the quest makes us more restless. Whatever the quest, the answer lies within us. The light is within us. He was the perfect example for Apodipo Bhava. He didn't want the light from outside. He lit the light inside him. He not lit the light, he knew there is a light within him. So it was during, we do need a little bit of processing happening in our physical body and astral body also, my dear masters, and that happened with him in 1890s. So somewhere 92, 93. Once when he was walking around in the market, he was crossing some street. When he took a turn in that cross junction, maybe few steps had to be taken. So when he was climbing up the stairs or climbing down the stairs, he doesn't remember that, but he knows somewhere he had taken a turn, and suddenly he felt like inside his brain there were millions of suns and lighting up at a time. So the brightness was so strong. He says it was so soothing. It was not like flashy, but he could feel that thousands of, because that brightness was so immense. He said the physical sun was looking like very dim light. The physical real world sun which we see was looking like a dim light, and the light inside him was bright as if there were millions of suns. And he says that I knew what I had seen at that time. That was my pure consciousness. I had a vision of my own consciousness. So there was some process happening inside him. And this happened in his lifetime some 2 to 3 times, Master. So he was able to see his own consciousness. He says, this experience of my consciousness in consciousness, he's not having a vision, he's not having a trance, he's not having a guided meditation here. It is just practically, physically, consciously happening, where he is aware of what it is happening. And he says it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. It felt like it was whole. That light, you cannot cut it, divide it, multiply it, neither it will grow. It was complete. It was just there. So he says, this consciousness, it's not like seeing a little light and then it was expanding. No, it was there. That's it. He said, that is how a consciousness is. It is there. It is everywhere. It is inside everyone. It is light. This light is present in everything around us. Now, after this experience, he thought, now it is my duty that to tell the world that this experience is not only for me, each person has to have this experience. When the spirituality says, whatever experience you get, you share it. You teach others. Here, this is what he is doing. Now he wanted the world to know that it is possible to see your own consciousness with your own eyes, with full awareness. When you are in your awakened state, not in your trance or when you are deep meditation or in your deep sleep. Now, all these experiences, he started penning it down with the help of, just in the beginning I told, Benoni Bigetale. For 20 years, he did it, and he says it was a service to mankind, not for me. I didn't want to show off that I have such an experience. Because I have an experience, it is my duty that for the service of mankind, I should share this experience. Now, if you will ask, like, why he didn't write on his own? So he is answering all your questions in this book. He says, you might be having a doubt, like, why didn't I write the book? Why I made somebody else write my experience? He said, when I was thinking, I couldn't write. Because by the time I write, my thoughts were running. So either I could think or I could write. And when my thoughts are kept on running like a horse, I cannot sit and write. I need to be still to think, to listen to what is coming in my mind. So either I had to write or I had to listen, and I preferred listening and talking, and then somebody else created the written work for me. So this is how the book came out, Masters, after 20 years. So he says, mankind doesn't know that they have a conscious. Leave alone the question of watching their own consciousness. We still have doubts whether we really have a consciousness. So also, we don't know that consciousness is in the form of bright light, brightness. That is why when you are in your highest form, you say that person is very bright. Because when he shows his intelligence, we call him bright. Because intelligence is bright. When do you get an intelligence? When you have an intelligence, it means that you are very consciously, very consciously observing your consciousness. So how do you observe your consciousness? So here, Pastor Harold is sharing with us that this consciousness light, which is inside us, we need to know how to tap it. We need to know how to hold the light, because this light is going to answer all your queries. Here, when it is said, your breath is your master, your own guru. This is what it means, my dear masters. He explains how this awareness of consciousness is helpful. He says it is going to answer all your queries. It has done for me for 20 years. How do you do that? In 4 steps. It is like, first, if you have any issues, any problems, any questions, think about the problem. Then, second is throw light on that. Let the light focus, third point. And the fourth one is focusing on the light, because now it is going to show you the clarity. It's going to give you the clarity. These steps can be better understood. How I came to know, and I will try to give you another example how I understood this point is, when you have an object in your hand and you are in darkness, do you know what you're holding? You don't know. What do? Think about the problem. Like, you hold that object. You're thinking about the problem. Throw light on it. You go to the place where there is light. You throw the light on that object. When you throw a light on that object, then the light will focus on that object, and the focusing of the light will happen. That is, you will understand what object is in your hand. You will see, you will know what is that problem very clearly. When it was in darkness, you couldn't see the object or the problem in your hand. When you see it in light, there is clarity. So here, the light is light of consciousness, my dear masters. Now, when we read this book, we'll understand that he has taken 20 years and there is nothing from the outside world. Usually what happens whenever we are writing some book, we take references and so from different sources, and then we mention it in our book, being grateful that I took this reference from here and here to prove people that whatever I am saying has already reference in the outside world. Because people have a mindset, unless they give references from the outside resources, people don't give authentication to the concept. But here, Harold's book doesn't have any resources mentioned in the book. Like in the back page, they will be writing, this part is understood, or in the footnote, it will be given. What we are referring is in the Bible. What we are referring here is in such and such book. What we are referring here is in that city. What we are referring here has been experienced and mentioned by so and so great soul or great master or some renowned philosopher. So here is nothing. Only and purely his thoughts and his experiences. And here, that is why he will be called the Western Buddha. And he is living by Apo Dipo Bhava. Be your light. Be a light unto yourself. So this is how we are supposed to live. The inside light is all of us having. We all have that light. Only he knew how to tap it. And that is why he gave us tricks and tips how to do that. He has written this book to tell others about consciousness. Now, one question arises when the topic starts. Where is this consciousness? Who has consciousness? The first question in spirituality is that only. So, when we say don't hurt, then we ask, whom do we hurt? We hurt living things. So, the living things are having consciousness. In our custom, in Eastern part of the world, we have some beautiful customs where we indirectly refer to the consciousness in non-living things. We don't touch things with our feet by respecting the consciousness in that object. Some who don't believe this or those who don't respect it may laugh at them, saying, how can you think your feet is unholy? Feet is also part of your body. Why can't I touch something or some person with my feet? Because we are respecting the consciousness. So it has always been accepted in the Eastern countries that living and non-living things both have consciousness. Here, Harold is also saying the same thing, that consciousness is present in living and non-living things equally. All there is consciousness only. Everything around us is consciousness only, because everything has been created from the consciousness only. Now, what is the difference between these consciousness in the animal, in plants, or in human beings? Only difference in the human being's consciousness is we are in awareness of our consciousness. The mineral kingdom has consciousness, it is not aware of it. Animals are having consciousness, they are not aware of it. Plants have consciousness, they are not aware of it. Only man has the ability to know about his consciousness, to tap his consciousness, and to be aware of it and make use of it. So he says, to be conscious of consciousness is the concept here. Be conscious of the consciousness. And that is it, my dear masters. That is all that has to be done. Till date, why we are not aware of the consciousness when it is always there and everywhere is because you have forgotten it. You have lived like other kingdom beings, because you are used to observe the mineral kingdom, you are used to observe the animal and plant kingdom where they are not using their consciousness, and you, after being born in a human kingdom, still live like the other beings of the other kingdom. You eat, you sleep, you reproduce, but you never use the consciousness. If you are having a consciousness, you are aware of the consciousness, or you are conscious about your consciousness, then you will have some questions. If these questions are arising within you, then you are conscious of your consciousness. What are the questions? Like how, why, where? If those questions are arising again and again, you wanted to know so many things since very long, that shows that there is awareness. It's happening. Man is an evolved consciousness, and he has to be more evolving and evolving and evolving. There is no stop, there is no end to it, because the consciousness is ultimate. It's vast. It's such a huge thing that the whole of the creation is one huge consciousness. And to know that in your consciousness, so it can't happen in one lifetime. It can't happen in one kingdom. After the human kingdom, you are going to other kingdoms and going to understand more elaborately about it. So here, man is supposed to be an evolved conscious, and Harold says, how to evolve yourself? If those questions are not arising, you put across the questions in awareness, knowingly. Okay, this is what it requires to awaken my awareness, awaken my consciousness. Let me put the question across. Who am I? That is why when anybody who went to Ramana Maharshi, he always had this only one question. That was his way of tapping the consciousness of the spiritual seeker whoever came in his contact. That is the switch button. Who am I? If you start asking, and then the doors start opening, my dear masters. So this is how Harold has introduced about the book. Then in the later chapters, he is going to introduce about each subject differently, about the universe. What is the plan of the universe? Who are you? What was the plan for a human to be born here? There are so many things, Maestro. So to understand things better, let us go very slowly about this. There are few uh, important, I should say, findings by Harold, which will make some note down, and uh, you see how your consciousness answers it. We need not keep reading only uh, what is written in the book. So what he is trying to say is be conscious of your consciousness. So here in the book, this is not the original book. This is just a putty book which I found, and that is why I agreed to do Thinking and Destiny. And when I came across the original book, I was really surprised because it is some 1,000 plus 100 pages, 1,000 pages book, 1,000 or 1,500 pages book, which is such a big, huge book. And surely a non-reader or a new reader will be scared to even hold that book. And that is why we have not come across this book, my dear masters. Why I chose this book? Because in one of the videos of Dr. Subhash Patri sir, he was mentioning that it's a very important book which has many secrets, and every meditator should read it once. And also, he himself, I guess, in some channel, he everyday messages he has given from this book. So, some of the senior masters told me that today, that yes, we knew that sir was doing that, and we couldn't actually see, even when he was taking classes and he was explaining stuff, people had the audacity not to listen to those videos, because when he is explaining, his voice, his aura would have made a deeper impact. That is my guess. We would be so lucky to hear these experiences through his words, his mouth. That didn't happen. It's okay. I'll find those videos. I'll look into it. So all those findings of this book are put in the small book by Purnima Madam. Till recently, I had not read the foreword of this book, and today, by chance, I am in a Thinking and Destiny WhatsApp group since 1 year, and I am getting messages there. See, when the time is ripe, only then the harvesting is done. Masters, I am in contact with the group. I am getting those messages in the group, and those same messages printed in a book is with me since 2 or 3 years. I always had a mind to read this book, but never could because it's very, very deep. Reading one paragraph takes your whole day. I did that way because unless I understand something, I don't go to the next page. So I kept reading again and again. I kept the book aside. I read something else. I did my work. Again came back, again reading it. This is how difficult, or this is how concentrated the subject is here. So, masters, a little bit from this book I want to share. So the book's name they have given The Great Way. It's the great way of thinking towards your destiny. So I'll read directly from here because it's very, very precisely written. I don't want to add my words or my thought into this. So the great way is the way of thinking which begins when human has run the gamut and is through with pleasure and pain. So when the human has run through all this game of evolving, of being born and all the stuff, and he's through all the pains and pleasure. And when the doer, so one person has three identities. One is the doer, the thinker, and the knower. So here he's talking about the doer. When the doer, that is the physical body, has reached a saturation point of experiences, oh my God, taken so many births, got all the experiences, again and again taking birth, getting so many experiences. I want more experience, more experience. And then this body, when this doer body reaches a saturation point, like, oh my God, enough of these experiences. And when the human inquires into the causes of human action and inaction, now he wants to know why I am running behind all these experiences. Why do you need these experiences? Why do I want these experiences? So when the causes of human action and inaction is into the purpose of living and of health and disease, richness and poverty, virtues and vices, life and death. So when the doer, he inquires all these purposes. See, to get experience, we have to go through all these things. It can be pain and it can be pleasure. It can be riches. We are born as rich. We experience the poverty as well. We experience virtues and vices. And then we experience life as well as death. Now, the human then discovers a futility in human effort. Then you know why it was done, why this happened. So the discovery of the vanity, the emptiness of life, and the discovery that no human possession is worthwhile is a mental insight and is made when the human has reached the saturation point of experiences. So when you get saturated with all these experiences, then you know that all this emptiness of life and discovering that no human possession is worthwhile, all this will be learnt. In whichever janma you are learning this, then you know you have reached a saturation point. So the desire of a doer, the desire was to gain experiences. So the desire of the doer can never be satisfied with physical things, but it can be gauged and surfeitated with experiences of them so that feeling cannot get anything more out of experiences. See how deep is the word, masters. In one go, you will not get it. You have to replay this video to go through these sentences and make a note of it. This is the summary of today's chapter. He says the desire of the doer can never be satisfied with physical things, but it can be gauged and surfeitated with experience of them. That is, it will be filled. You are satisfied. I got this feeling. So that feeling cannot get anything more out of the experience. Just an experience. That's all. So you are going to get just an experience. There is nothing more to it. What did you get after all these experiences? There is no answer for that. You wanted experiences, you got the experiences. To put it in very simple words. Doer wanted experiences. He went through all that. He got an experience. Finish. You cannot say you become more mature, you become more intelligent, you have the clarity. Nothing of that kind. So he says, so the feeling cannot get anything but an experience. There is no feeling attached here. So that is it, masters, for today. Only this much. I have taken 6 months. 6 months to get into it. So it is not an easy book, and now I get it why it took 20 years time, and why this book, even after shortening it into some few pages, it still will take your major part of your lifetime. So you need not finish it in one go. Read one page for a month. Take your own time. Whatever is served to your soul's learning, it is an experience. As Master Harold says, no feelings here. You are going to get an experience. That's it. And experience is all we all need. It is the experience of, see, if we are having uh, some food which we enjoy, we are having an ice cream to get an experience of eating an ice cream. You cannot ask a person eating an ice cream, what is the experience of eating an ice cream? It is just an experience of eating an ice cream. That's all. It happens when you are experiencing it. There is no feeling after that. It's not like, oh, I feel satisfied, my tummy is full, I feel nice. Nothing of that kind. Nothing of that kind happens if you are eating an ice cream. There is no feelings attached to it. You want to eat an ice cream, you want an experience of eating an ice cream, and you eat an ice cream, have an experience. And the full stop. This is how our life is. You are going to have a life. Don't judge it. Don't give it names. Just get an experience. Keep moving. If I have more experience, I am a punyatma. If I didn't learn anything from my experience, you are a bad atma, so you have to take birth again. Don't judge that. You are not smart enough to get an experience in one janma. So no comments here. No judging of the doer. Yes, master. So that is it for the day. I don't think in 3 days I will be able to complete the whole of the book, but I will try my best to give the best possible in these 3 days. So be connected. Please go through the video. And if you can possibly read, please go and buy the book and read, or get the PDF and read. Or if there is any audio, go and listen to the audio. The best part is we are so lucky. Nowadays we have ebooks, audiobooks. Please go and listen where they are explaining in more in detail and in your own language. That is the other beauty. But I don't think this book has been translated in any other language, Indian language. So, fine, Master. Thank you very much for joining here. Keep reading good books. And if you're reading any good books, please put it in the comment box so that the other people who will come across this video, seeing the comment, seeing the name of the books, they will get an idea that these are the books available for a spiritual seeker. We being PSSM masters, we are very lucky that we discuss about spiritual books here. Being an avid reader, these books were never coming across my library visits. I have never come across any of the books suggested by Patri sir. Only after meeting Patri sir and after getting to know these books and these writers, I am very lucky enough that now I can choose the book. Go to the particular Amazon, get that particular book which is being suggested by Patri sir. So that now we can give it to the world. There are many non-meditators. There will be many newcomers who will be watching this video. So let us all help them select those wonderful books. So whichever book you are reading, please put it in the comment box. Yes, thank you, Master. Thank you for the lovely evening time you have given me here. Thanks a lot. Thank you to Ranganath sir for creating this platform to reach all over globally. So thanks a lot, masters who are in the Zoom session and those who are watching live on YouTube. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your wisdom. We learned a lot. And yeah, though he was like Christian, he learned a lot about his consciousness and all. And even from his mom's home. So yeah, we have been thinking about problem, like we have to focus on light, and light is consciousness, understand and know the problem. So he taught like so it's different. like consciousness is both in living and non-living, but it is different. We are so fortunate, like our humans, we know, we are aware of consciousness, so we have that opportunity like no plant or no animal kingdom has. So yes, ma'am. And to be conscious about consciousness is the thing I liked a lot. Yeah, and keeping awareness and all. Yeah. So thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful wisdom shared to us about this topic. And I would like masters, if you have any questions or if you want to share any experience, like what you have learned, please come forward. We have ma'am here, so you have an opportunity to ask or to learn more or to share your experience.
Yeah, it should be interactive because when you put across some questions, um,
Yes.
during that process, we are going to again cover so many other areas of wisdom. Yes, masters. Anyone who has any
Yes.
queries about the book or about any meditation or any other thing where we can have
Yeah.
an open chat.
Yeah, ma'am, I have a question. Like, when I don't know what is the proper way to do meditation before. Like, when I didn't know about that, my friend suggested me like do meditation. It is good. Then she told me like just close your eyes. Then I just close my eyes. I don't have any practice, but I saw like tons of light, tons of light falling on me, and it's very pleasant. So then she told me you have to do meditate. It's not like from here you have done from past life. So then that interested me. Like I was when I was a kid also, I was like looking for two things: to learn Bhagavad Gita and to know to do meditation. These two things I was like wondering how to do, and I was asking my grandparents, I was asking friends how to do meditation and all, but I never got until I came to Mahavatar Foundation. I am learning meditation, and I'm through learngita.com. I'm learning Bhagavad Gita. All happening at once. That's
Wonderful.
so. So, do you think the tons of light falling, that is the awareness of consciousness?
Oh my God, you have experienced the consciousness because here it is clearly said
Yeah.
consciousness is light. There is a wonderful explanation in the book of Anastasia where I explain about this light rain. So it's
Okay.
so beautifully explained there, where in the beginning chapter itself, Anastasia's grandfather explains what actually is happening all around us. He says, when love emits from a human heart, it it's so expansive. Actually, humans know to love only one object or one person, but the love inside a human is so pure and so expansive that it expands and it rises up, it goes higher up, touches all the celestial bodies, and from there it reflects back, gets into more purer form, and again rains back on the earth. So there is constantly this process happening, just like the ocean water keeps on evaporating, turns into the clouds, turns into rain, and keeps falling. Rain, water is going to fall once in a while, but love rain, that is the universal cosmic energy, always falling in the form of white light. And this is what we do in our meditation when we close our eyes, when we are into zero thought state, our Brahmarandra opens and we are observing that white light inside us, which is the uh, cosmic energy. So, what you experienced is the cosmic energy. You were able to see that cosmic energy, which is nothing but the super consciousness, which is nothing. Again, here is the white light. It's just light. How bright is the light? It is the brightness of millions of suns, which is not going to like, no, oh my God, it's
Yeah.
glaring.
So
It's
pleasant.
not like that. It's pleasant, even after being so strong. That is how beautiful it is. It's always showering day and night on everyone, equally given to good and bad. There is no good people are getting more energy and bad people are getting less energy. No, love doesn't differentiate. There is no good, there is no bad. There is no papa, there is no punya. So there is no Manusha, there is no Rakshasa. Everyone is equal in the eyes of cosmic energy. And when we meditate, if you're seeing any light, you are actually seeing that white light through different angles. Just like you observe a rainbow when you're in a separate angle, and when in your particular angle, you observe a rainbow. So the light is white light, but if you're seeing blue light, green light, when you're closing your eyes, some say I saw purple light or I saw some vision. Actually, they are all reflection and refraction going, taking place in that white light only. Only the angle, like you see through a prism, the light looks different. You see the whole spectrum of light. So if you're watching through something, that white light is going to show you some vision. It's such a wonderful science. So beautiful. And that is what we called vision. Because we have a, a crystal in our pineal gland. When we go into no thought state, immediately the crystal starts, it activates. And on that crystal, from the Brahmarandra, when that white light is entering and falling on our pineal gland, the refraction takes place and it is showing light to your third eye. So it is all happening inside. And this beautiful explanation, I am able to tell you very clearly because I am visioning it and understanding it and learning it through so many masters. But this wisdom came to me the first few days after joining PSSM. There is a channel called Gaia channel. If you all know it, please go and watch videos there. All these concepts what we are listening has been beautifully explained, pictorially and scientifically proven. They give you case studies. They give you which research center has done this research. There are answers for all the questions. I got all my answers through videos, my dear masters. For me, my camera is my God, and my mobile is my God. My mobile is my angel. Whatever question I had, masters have given me with the proof, the video will come in front of me. I want to know something, very next moment, people say, mobile is listening to you. I say, thank you, mobile, for listening to me. Because it's going to give me some answers. Where Harold was like waiting for some wise man to answer him. So it is happening with us, masters. If you're not getting that, no, madam, I never got such video. So that shows you're not talking about it lot. If you talk a lot about those topics, you will get the answer. I wanted to know the scientific reason behind not having onion and garlic, why it is not recommended. I didn't want the regular stories given by that it is a tamasika food, it is from the asura blood. I don't want all that stories. I wanted a real reasoning, logic answer. And believe me, I was talking to someone. The next moment, I kept down the phone and I started scrolling. And the second or the third video was about that, where it was discussed by an American fighter plane, jet fighter plane trainer, where he said in the jet fighter training for 41 days, onion and garlic is not given to the trainees. Then I said, this is what I wanted. Now I can talk about it on a bigger platform. So the wisdom is vast and it is available. Only the seeker should be there. If you are a seeker, you will get it. Such is the wisdom. Yes. Thank you, Master. Thank you for such a lovely question.
Thank you so much. Yes, ma'am, I agree. Whenever I discuss or I have a question in my mind, it pops up. Like when I open my Google Chrome, it pops up in the phone. So my husband says there is air running behind. Maybe it is capturing what you're telling. But then I will ask again my husband, like, what? How could it read when it's in my mind?
Mind.
So,
there are
yeah.
masters helping us. There are
Yes,
masters.
ma'am. Yeah.
I believe in that. What you believe is truth. If you
Yes.
believe there is some hacking going on, then your phone is hacked. I don't believe in that. I say no hacking. There are some masters and angels helping me, so I will have only my masters and angel handling my mobile. No
Yes,
hackers.
ma'am. Yeah, no hackers.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank you for sharing.
beautiful, beautiful. Pallavi
Yes,
garu,
Pallavi.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
good
Uh,
evening.
yeah, thank you for the wonderful wisdom, ma'am. As a teacher, you imbibe the material first, and you are giving us in a simpler way. Even though you are giving us, it is vast subject, as you said, and it's very little bit difficult to digest it. We had to go through it once or twice the video, and we had to note down the points, ma'am. Like. Uh, you said about the Abhimanyu, and you related those points and 4 steps uh, to take up the problem, how we have to solve it, and the desire of doer, that thing I liked it, ma'am. The person who has who knew about the um, emptiness and position of the souls, that when they know about it, everybody are equal. So that state we have to go, and we have to live our life. That thing I liked it, ma'am. And as you when I was a kid, like fifth or sixth standard, I used to sit and um, whenever I used to sit for study, I used to think why this universe has happened, why this God has created all these things, why I have uh, taken birth, why should I, what is my purpose in life? I used to think like that. So I got, and now I am getting all these answers.
Answers. Great. Yes, we are all on the spiritual path. Each one, some may remember, some may not. Every one of us had the same questions, and that is why today we are on this platform. Everyone here, nobody is superior, nobody is expert, nobody is senior, or nobody is extra intelligent, nobody is extra spiritual. We are all in the same section, same classroom. Only the difference is a few days ka difference, like in the birth date of all the children in the same classroom are different, but they are still in one classroom. Similarly, for us, it is like that. We have aged differently, but we are in the same classroom. Yes, my quest was about Harold, like you told your quest was about the question part. My quest was about the wise men. I wanted those wise men who could answer me. And literally, I used to cry because I had all the wisdom, but there were few questions where no one was answering. Just like when I read this Herald story, I said, "Arey Baba, ye to mera hi kahani hai." It is repeating here, and it is not one person's experience. It is many of them have the same experience. Have many questions, don't have any person, a wise man to answer, and that is why I met Patri sir. I just before meeting him, I had my one thought in my mind: you be that person who is going to answer all my questions. I'm fed up of running behind masters because by that time I had gone to so many masters. Yes, they had given me some answers, but they had not given me an ultimate, uh, I don't know, what should we call what we have gained here. There is no one word for that, what we have gained after joining PSSM. So that was the master. And literally, I used to think like, I know so many things. I am satisfied. Well, then why should I live? I don't have to live. That was my thing. Like, no, I'm tripti. I'm very satisfied. I have everything. I'm very happy. So even if God calls me today, I'm ready to go. This was my regular dialogue. And what happened when I met Patri sir the first day, the first meditation I had with him, and the very first experience as soon as I closed my eyes was the the angel of death in front of me. I said, "Oh my God, I'm going to still meet my master. I don't know whether he is the master, and you have already come to take me." Then I got a doubt. Oh, maybe this Patriji is the master I was looking for. So my quest is over. My journey is over. So maybe it is showing that you are going to die. And I told all this to Patri sir. Sir, I came. I was enjoying. I was very happy that I'm going to meet you. And this is what I'm seeing, the angel of death. And continuously throughout my meditation, he's sitting there only. I'm getting other visions, I'm seeing other things. Then again and again, I'm seeing he's still sitting there. And I didn't know that actually I was seeing Patriji's death. Actually, that angel was for Patriji. After 1 month, he vacated his body. So the first meditation experience was seeing the master's future. Then I thought all this process I have gone through was a process, not like, oh, bad luck, I didn't get a good teacher. Bad luck, I didn't get a perfect teacher. No, I crossed L1, L2, L3. All those masters helped me come to Patri, sir. And today I am in the highest. I can see that. My personal growth, my spiritual growth, I can see and I can tell where I am standing. Like Harold says, I know my conscious. I know where I am, what I am. So, and also here I'm getting proof within such a short period. My wisdom is just pouring, pouring, pouring. So how can it happen? It can happen when only when the light is on. So knowing the conscious is switching the light on, and everything is bright in the light. So we all have that wisdom. It's so easy. So getting into spirituality is switching on the light. And this book is really about that. So nice, no? I have to read this without fail, whole book. Yes, sir, Shri Pallavi ji, thank you very much for sharing your childhood experience here.
Yeah, ma'am. My spiritual journey with the Mahavatar Foundation started from 3 months back. Like this is our third batch. Last batch, I experienced the purple light, and for this full moon meditation, I saw the bright light. It was entering through my Brahmarandra, and the experience when you are sharing about light, talking about light, okay, this might be the thing. I have experienced all the chakras, or I came to the Sahasrara chakra right now.
You're relating. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yes, ma'am. And I also want to share my experience. After coming to Mahavatar Foundation, sir taught us like Anapanasati technique, and which was like really efficient. And after that, we started practicing, and I saw the I didn't know that it's an astral light form, but I came to know it's an astral light form once I had it in my home through like blinds from the sunlight rays. The astral form, like one saint was sitting. He was telling the intuition that I got is like a saint was telling to meditate, and he showed a hand, hold my hand, and he showed 2 feet. It was like changing.
Wow.
Yeah, I captured those pictures luckily.
Oh.
Yes, I think I can show. So that was the experience I felt. I didn't know it's astral light form, but yeah, I came to know it's astral light form.
Wonderful.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. So yeah, in the meanwhile, we'll ask our masters if they have any questions.
Yeah. Any other master who wants to share their wisdom or share their experience, masters? You can do that in your language if you are not comfortable with the language. Anyone can talk here.
I think Naresh Garu, are you available? Beena? Naresh Garu? Unmute yourself. So this is the picture I can show. I don't know.
No, because you have a background, so every time you are trying to show, we are able to see only the background. No.
Really?
No. You have to remove your background in your.
Yes, ma'am. I have to remove my background.
Yeah, I will definitely visit.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe I'll share it to you.
Okay. Maybe the masters don't want you to share to the public.
Yeah.
There's always a secret there.
Yeah. I literally saw a guru meditate. There was like little gap for me. I took because I got busy and I couldn't do properly meditation. the message came like that. So meditate, hold my hand, follow my feet like that. I saw two little feet also.
Wow, nice. Okay, shall we end the session because nobody is
Yes,
raising their
ma'am.
hand?
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank
And thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And we'll continue tomorrow and day after also.
Yes, okay, thanks.
Thank you,
Bye,
ma'am.
friends. Thank you very much and bye. Good, have a good evening, friends. Thank you very
Good
much.
evening, ma'am.
And the
Good
session
night.
will go on with other wisdom. Madam is
Yes,
continuing
ma'am.
with wisdom. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your time. See you tomorrow, ma'am. And friends, we'll have about 12-step health test part 1 now. So there are like 12 steps to check ourselves, how healthy we are, like that. So we'll go like through 4 steps now because it's time. So we'll go the other 8 tomorrow, okay? So let's get started, okay? I'll finish it up soon, okay? In 10 minutes. I'm not going to take much time. In 10 minutes, I'm going to finish, and in 20 minutes, we'll do our meditation. Or like as like if we want to do 30 minutes, we'll go for 30 minutes. So there is a sloka. Dehe sarvatra kaunsaya samata lagavam sukham sut tiksna gada nidra cha manasopi prashanta. Sarire karma samarthya analsyam cha karmasu swata svedogama kale swasta laksayantehe. That means in English, equal distribution of heat in the body, a sense of lightness and comfort in the body, experiencing sharp hunger, deep and unbroken sleep, a sense of peace in mind, the ability to do the work with ease, that is no sign of laziness, and timely bowel movement. So these are indeed the signs of a good health, and these are the simple signs that are incredibly empowering. And it's an instant one could easily evaluate one's own health and get a real picture of the body's internal state. Okay, so these are explained as each of these signs to us in depth and taught us how to use them to gain a clear understanding of what's happening inside our bodies. This is an eye opener for all of us to conduct a self assessment of your own health so easily, and you can do it at your homes without a single needle touching our body or not spending a single paisa. So, lack of knowledge on these, many people became slaves to medical tests to get the slightest hint of what is happening or going inside their own body. So many were depending upon external diagnosis, dependent on machines, lab results to know about their body. So let's begin the 12-step health test. Tonight we will learn about 4 steps, and tomorrow we'll be learning about 8 steps. Okay. So grab a paper, take a paper and a pen so that you can make a score of it. Okay, I'll be telling you about 4 points, so you can make a score of that. So we will know ourselves. Grab a pen and a paper or a book. Yeah, I'll give you like 20 seconds time. That's enough, right? Thumbs up when you're ready so that we'll start. I see masters grabbing books and pen. Good for you. Shall we start? Vedavati Garu, you're searching? Okay, I'll give you, we'll have 20 more minutes time. No rush. I see Beena Garu is ready. Pallavi is ready. Naresh Garu, you're ready? Yes, ready. Rajshekhar Garu, turn on your video. Vijay Kumar Garu, Pramila Garu, turn on your videos. We don't know if you're sleeping or you're awake. Okay, let's start then. We'll start. Okay, so let's begin the 12-step health test. So please circle the number that best describes your response. If you're not having any such kind of experience, then keep it as 0. 0 is never. And if you have sometimes, then you put it as 2, mark it as 2. If you have always, mark it as 4. So make your responses based on last 2 weeks. This test is for you to become aware of your current health status and not for anyone else to see. Okay, this is for your own self. You can hide, you can keep it with you only. So let's see the first one. So my bowels get cleared every day without any force or external support. If your bowel gets cleared at least once every day during your bathroom visit without using any extra water intake, then choose always 4 points. Okay. If you're not clearing your bowels every day, it means that the waste that was supposed to exit out of your body is staying and collecting waste in your intestines. The more toxins are getting collected like that, etc. inside. So that is a major root cause for many chronic lifestyle diseases. So you should have a very free bowel movement. Okay, that is number 1. So we'll go for step 2 now. Okay, you're ready with first one, right? Done. So if your bowel movement is good, clear every day, at least once, then you can put as 4. If you don't have it properly, or if you have it sometimes, you put it 2. If you don't have it properly, it's 0. Okay, we'll go for second one. I am at my ideal weight. I'm neither overweight nor underweight. If you're happy with your weight, choose always 4. If you're a little away from your ideal weight, choose 2. If you're far away, choose 4. If you feel your weight is balanced, not heavy or not underweight or not overweight, you can choose it 4. So being at your ideal weight isn't just about looking good, it's a reflection of the internal state of your body. So if you find yourself underweight, it means that your body is struggling to absorb essential nutrients from the food you're taking. So on the other hand, if you find yourself obese or overweight, it could indicate that your digestive and elimination systems aren't function. They are not functioning as efficiently as they should. So have you finished rating? Shall we go to the third step? Okay. So I have clear skin. My skin is very clear. No acne or no skin problems. That is the third test. If you always have clear skin with no acne, no pimples like that, or skin problems, no any kind of skin problem, then choose always 4. If not, choose never or sometimes based on your experience. Never is 0, sometimes is 2. If you have clear skin, it is 4. So what's the connection between your skin and your health? So well, your skin is one of your largest detox channels. So if there are waste and toxins accumulated inside your body, it will attempt to throw them out through your skin. So in essence, your skin is like a mirror showing the reflection of your body's internal state. So when your gut is clean, clear skin naturally follows. Okay. So we are done with step 3. We'll go with step 4, test. I feel highly energetic throughout the body.
2. Vedavati ma'am asking for step 3 again.
Okay. So if your skin is clear, thank you, Pallavi. If your skin is clear, you can mark it as 4. If you think your skin is half clear, like sometimes you think it's okay, good, sometimes clear, then you mark it 2. If you think, yeah, my skin is not at all clear, I'm not satisfied, then you can mark it 0, like that. Got it? Thank you. Okay, she's good. Okay, so now 4th step. I feel highly energetic throughout the day. I'm not sick. I'm not weak. I'm very energetic. I'm so happy. I'm happy doing my work. If you feel so, mark it 4. If you feel energetic and excited to do your daily task without feeling any tiredness, choose always 4. If you think, okay, I'm half, then choose 2. If you think, oh my God, I'm so tired, choose 0, like that. So in reality, nature has given us so much energy that we have the potential to work from morning until night without feeling tired, without needing a nap in between, and without relying on energy drinks or stimulants. Okay. That is the 4th step. So we are done with 4, right? So we'll see the result now. So all the 4 things, if you do is 4, then you must get 16 total. Okay, that is peak health. We'll talk about peak health. So congratulations if you are with the score 16. So a score in this range indicates that your current approach to life is working exceptionally well for you. So you're healthy, like that. Say suppose your score is in between 4, right? So 4 2s are 8, like around 8. 8 to 15. If your score is like 8 to 15, then it's average health, nothing to worry. You can copy, you can bring it good. So a score falling in this range suggests that there is room for improvement. Fortunately, following the 7 habits outlined, we'll discuss that about later. And you can make significant difference in your life. Okay. If your score is 8 to 15. Above, like if your score is 16, healthy, super healthy. If your score is from 8 to 15, average. And if it's below 8, that is up to 7. If your score is 0 to 7, then that's poor health. A score falling in this range suggests that you might be facing underlying health issues and experiencing low overall well-being. We understand how it feels to receive a score in this range, right? Because we have seen it before. However, please know the following. We will learn about the right habits that can show you amazing results in a short period of time. But do not ignore at this stage. For sure, if you take care, you're going to get a good health. Okay. So since the time is like too much done, we are done for this session. We'll continue tomorrow. We'll see the other 8 steps and we'll learn how to stay healthy. Okay. And so keep this score for tomorrow also. We'll finish it by tomorrow. It's already time. So we'll go for meditation. Yes, masters? You're okay with that? So we are done with 4 steps. We'll see the rest 8 tomorrow. And we'll learn the healthy habits. how to get back to normal.